Hello, welcome everybody to the boomrz Show, a show for, by, and about boomers. My name is Kathy Lynham. I'm your host. Co-hosted with me today is Diane. We actually have three other hosts, two that are going to be out today, and hopefully our third one will join. We are going to, though, get right into it. So we're going to do our usual. At the beginning, we're going to do the lowdown, and then at the end, we are going to have the um, Lord, something to think about. Our something to think about minute. So let's go ahead and get started, Diane. Today
Hi.
is hi. So today, as everybody should know if they don't, after this show at 8 o'clock is the final presidential debate. So let's talk a little bit about that. What do you think about that?
Well, as I said before, I can't I look forward to it. I'm excited about it. And you asked, why am I so excited about it? Well, I'm so excited about it because for real, that's the most excitement I've had for the last 7 months. So
Well, I tell you what I'm excited about. I am excited is because we are less than 2 weeks now away. This has been
yeah,
4 years of agony, and finally, the light at the end of the tunnel. So I cannot wait for the third to get here.
yeah,
And I also,
yeah.
I'm just going
And
to throw
it's
this
like
out here.
it's when I say excitement,
Go ahead.
you just a what?
I said you were going to say something.
Also when I say excitement, it's because you kind of on the edge of your seat. Not only that, because we're on the edge of something. We're on the edge of I'm on the edge of a place I've never been before. I've never seen anything like this where the stakes were so high in terms of an election, in terms of the course of the country, going this way and that way. So it's kind of nail biting. I got a feeling that I'm going to be up all night watching all the commentary, because that's what I like to do after these things. I mean, just hearing all the little bits and pieces, but this really and truly is a serious thing that's going on right now. And
I
when I
agree.
when I say excitement, it's that serious. I mean, it's all when I say that excitement, I mean, life changing when you think about it. So I'm looking forward to it, and um, I know millions and millions and millions others are looking forward to it the same. I
Well, I am
voted.
with you. You voted already?
I voted October 1st, girl, when it was first open. I stood in that did the little drive through, and it was pretty, it wasn't bad at all, but I voted and it was
Oh,
cool
that's
to
great.
go through the
That's
drive
great.
through.
Look, I love it. I love it. Unprecedented early voting going on. So I hope it's in the right direction. Let me put it like that. So I'm like you because I like to listen to all the commentary and see the counts as they come in and stuff. And I will be that person that will be up, all night watching the counts and everything like that. Yes, that is me. I am that news junkie. In terms of you mentioned like historic type of election, which I think it is. It's life changing for a lot of us and for the country in particular. I felt that way about Obama's first election in '08, but this is a different puppy. That was historic in a good way. This one is
Yes,
historic in the please save our life way.
yes, yes, yes. It's it's like it's like a a a backward to me. It looks like it pushes things back. It pushes the struggle back. It's just it's scary. So um
I'm praying
that's what
for
it
a
is.
majority. I am praying that we one get the presidency, two retain the House, even pick up some seats. But the Senate, that's what we need. We need that. So I'm hoping that, for instance, Moscow Mitch loses his seat, and Lindsey Graham, in particular, that knucklehead. If those two could be gone, I would be a happy camper for real. I think the Purdue's need to go. Hopefully, people are paying attention. and we'll vote the right way, which is for sense and sensibility, and let's get America back first
Yeah,
from
you
the
know what?
crazy people.
And here's my thing about that. What I miss is that why can't we just be Republicans and Democrats? I mean, why we just can't go through this normal process like we normally do, and it's not normal to me. To me. Why
It's not.
can't we it's that why can't it didn't matter. It was not this division. I mean, you got out, you voted, this is who you're going to vote for. I'm telling you, this division is not what's happening. Why? What? It shouldn't be an issue, Republican or Democrat. We do what we do because we're Americans. That's how we vote. That's how we go forward. That's how we move forward. This here bigger in this division. This is what I don't like. I don't like.
Yeah. Up until the village idiot got elected president of the country, we have always been able to come together for the common good and work together as Americans. You can
Exactly.
have
Exactly.
different opinions, but we also were able to compromise. And this knucklehead brought about, no compromise, and just, I think, revealed a lot of Republicans' baser feelings and stuff, you know, like it kind of laid bare where they really are or what they're really thinking. I can't imagine. And I feel sorry for them if they were so afraid of Trump tweeting at them that they became, Republican statues and just would do nothing except worship at the altar of Trump. Those people need to go. Because if you don't have the balls to do the job, you should not have the job.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like you, Kathy. I voted now. I voted for candidates, twice in my life because I voted Republican twice in my life because of the issues. I mean, what they were supporting, and really, I'm a Reagan Democrat because I had never heard of a movie star going out and being elected a president, and I liked him, period. But but the more informed I got, I just don't like this division. That's the bottom line. I don't like this
Yeah, I
division
don't need.
because the truth of the matter is, if you can't have America without Republicans, you can't have America without Democrats. We are America, so that's my thing.
Right. That is what makes America. I agree. But I'm sick
It's
of
it.
quite a
That's
few things.
it.
The divisiveness, yes, I'm
Yeah.
sick of that. I am sick of them going along with, they drink too much of the Kool-Aid. You have got to govern for the people that elected you and not for the guy that's, in charge. And it just makes no sense to me that there were so many people that were willing to go along with his nonsense and not say anything or not try to check him at the beginning. I think if they had done that at the beginning, they may would have had some, some at least one ball that could have, maybe knocked them down or backed them down a little bit, but nobody stood up to him. So they have now what they have, which is the destruction of the Republican Party, and we have an opportunity as Democrats to become a supermajority and hopefully get us back on track. I think it's a telling commentary. Remember seeing the picture, and I want to say it was last summer, where um, the village knucklehead had gone to a event with some foreign leaders, and they were laughing at him behind his back, making
They
fun of
showed
it.
that. I seen that clip on CNN.
Yeah,
I didn't
and,
realize it was like that. I had.
that never happens to
That's not
American presidents. But we are facing so many
no.
firsts, and that's a first. That's a low first for real, but that's a first. It's like,
Yeah.
who is
Yeah.
this guy? But I've always thought all
No,
along that
we
Putin
don't.
had something on him.
Mm,
Putin has something on Trump, whether it's the piss tapes or whatever it is. He's got something on Trump, and Trump has been playing his game. He's been playing Trump the whole time, and
mm.
now they're getting at to the end of the line, and I just hope that that the vote comes in the way it should come in. Yeah, I
You
hope
know,
people.
speaking of the piss tape, did you read the article or hear about what happened with Jeffrey Tubin on CNN? Tubin,
Now tell me about it.
you know who I'm talking about, right?
You are you talking
He
about his friend that was the pedophile?
No, the CNN commentator. You know the what is his?
No,
He's a
I didn't hear
singer.
about that. Tell me about it.
He got dismissed from his job at New York Times because he was caught doing something inappropriate doing a Zoom call.
Ooh.
Doing a
Ooh.
Zoom call. And the thing and the thing about it, it was he didn't realize he was still on the Zoom call. You know, he thought it was, this is not funny, but I feel bad because with all this Zoom and all this technology and all these meetings, you know, you better know when you're on, you better know when you're off, you better know when you got your mic muted and that camera on, because he
Yeah.
got something, he got caught, and it would just, I mean, his privacy all out there. But anyway, he got caught doing something inappropriate on a Zoom call, and then I think he's also uh, suspended from off CNN.
Wow. Wow. And
And
all
you know,
because he couldn't manage the
I,
technology. That's sad. How many at this stage of the game? Okay. So
he just
when I
said
left
he
the bank,
forgot he was on. He didn't realize. He thought it was
but
he had.
you know what? I'm sorry. I left the bank 2 years ago. We were doing virtual calls then. You know what I'm saying? We were doing conference calls then. It's the same idea, it's the same type of thing. So if you've done conference calls in the past, you should know how to work the technology, and you ought to know whether you're out of the room and off the call or not. And if you were that eager to do what you were going to do at home without checking to make sure that you weren't online, especially if you're a journalist, I want to say, you know, that bad things ought to happen to you, but some things you just kind of bring on yourself, you know.
Well, I think he did this one here, girl, and it's just he said it was embarrassing, silly, stupid, whatever mistake. But I'm telling you, girl, it's no way I would be able to face the public if I were in his shoes. I have an extremely hard time facing. This ain't funny.
Well, you have to
Facing
let
the
it die
public.
down. You know, after a while, it'll die down. There's so much madness going on that's like a little blip on the timeline, because
Yeah,
something will
that's
happen to,
true.
you know, cover
And
that
you
up and
know, it's
go
with
past it.
everything going on. You know, I still wish him the best because I really feel like people make stupid mistakes, and nobody is exempt from that. You know, you do stupid things, you make stupid mistakes. You know, I just hated to see that with him. I liked him. You know, I still
Yeah.
do, but I hope he
And it
makes
bees
it
like
through it.
that, you know. One of the things that my mother
Uh-huh.
taught me early on was that nobody is all good and all bad. And the trick
That's
is to
right.
try to find what's good about them and hold on to that. So, you know, we
Hmm.
can be good people and do stupid things or make stupid mistakes.
Yeah,
I certainly have done,
exactly,
you know,
exactly,
I certainly
exactly. So
have
I'm
done that.
hoping.
And
So
guess
when
what?
you read
The
about it,
world didn't end. I didn't get struck by lightning. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get
mm-mm,
slapped down. Life went
mm-mm,
on and nobody cared ultimately
mm-mm.
except for me.
And the thing is, I hate that happened to him, and I'm sure he'll get through it to get over it. I just hate that happened to a man in his position. Period.
Yeah, yeah. And I agree with you. It's not
Mhm.
funny. It's sad, but a
Yeah.
cautionary tale.
It,
You
it,
know,
it is
you are on a
cautionary.
meeting. Make sure that you have left the meeting and actually shut
That's right.
down the application to make sure that the camera still isn't on and the microphone still isn't
Mhm,
on. If you don't know
mhm,
how to work what you're what you're
mhm.
using.
That's it.
So
And don't even be taking don't get slack because you're working from home either.
right.
You really got to be on top of it working from home.
Yeah,
You do.
it's interesting. Earlier, I was on my Toastmaster group meeting, and of course, they've gone to Zoom like everybody else. But I did ask, or I should say, I shouldn't say Zoom, but you know, like, conference call type meetings, video meetings. But we have two guys in the group. And so I made a little joke about, because we had a conversation about, working from home and what the changes that COVID has brought. But I asked the the one guy, I said, because he had on a button down shirt. And I say, now, do you have on long pants? You know what I'm saying? Or are you that person that just puts the shirt on because people can only see the top and then got shorts and flip flops at the bottom? But he actually stood up and showed us that he had slacks on. So it's just one of those things that happens now, and you just cannot forget, if you are still in your pajama bottoms, not to stand up during the meeting.
Well, I make it a point to make sure that I'm fully dressed.
Me too.
To show up kind of like the same as if I'm in the office, a little bit, less, more casual, whatever. But I like to make sure that I'm fully dressed. My face is washed, my teeth, I brush my teeth and still looking appropriate. If by some chance I forget and turn the camera on, I still want to look,
Professional, a level of professional, right?
Even I may not have the same amount of makeup on or whatever, but I still make a point of dressing a particular way.
Well, I think we ought to coin a term for this. So, home video professional, is that a look to go for now? Which I think is what you just described, where you're looking appropriate. You're a little more comfortable, but you're looking appropriate.
Exactly.
And, yeah. I mean, exactly. You don't have to have on shoes, but you definitely need to have on some kind of bottom that's appropriate, right?
And at least look like you brush your teeth and wash your face.
Yeah, that you didn't just roll out of bed. You know what I'm saying? Can you shake the hair a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Can you wipe the eye boogers out of, that kind of thing? Make sure.
And even exactly. And even if you're looking strange for me without makeup, at least I can always say my face is clean.
Right.
My teeth are clean. Exactly. My face is clean. Exactly. So you might see me in the raw, but I know as far as hygiene and things like that, it's in order.
Right. Now, whether you use deodorant or not, we will never know. But we will certainly know at a certain point if you didn't wash your face and you looking like you just rolled out of bed. So don't do that.
Exactly. And in this day and age, the whole point is be camera ready.
Yes.
You got to be camera ready.
Yes. Because everything's happening on camera. So
exactly.
That is our new normal, and that is the new rule. You have got to look appropriate. They won't be able to tell what kind of material those slacks are. But if you're going to stand up and have to walk or move or even just change the position of your laptop or something like that, at that point that you're standing up, be aware. So better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
So I want to circle back around though to the upcoming election and talk about something that they've been talking about for the past couple of days in terms of Black men and how there are a small, but I guess I don't want to say significant, but a small group of Black men that are following Trump, that they say they like Trump, that they're advocating for him, that they're waiting to see what he's going to do. And I'm thinking to myself, really? I don't get it. When this guy can point somebody out in the audience and say, there's my one Black, he did this last year. There's my Black, right? And it's like, really? That's no way to talk to people. Or the comment he made, when he was running the first time, that our neighborhoods are so bad that, why wouldn't we want to? I just don't get that approach. And then Kanye, whole thing. But what's the other one now? Ice Cube,
and then 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
Yeah, that is leaning towards supporting him. Now, Ice Cube, I think it was because of this platinum plan that Trump was talking about that he has, that he wants to support. I don't necessarily know if he supports the president all the way, but I think he liked aspects of the plan. 50, I don't
Now,
know. 50 was honest. You know what? I liked 50 because 50 said it was strictly
exactly.
about the money.
I
He
do
want to play
because
as
you know
few
what?
taxes as possible. I get that.
I do. I really do get that because it has nothing to do. He's talking about his dollars. He straight up
Exactly.
put it out there. He know what's happening. He ain't being blindsided. He ain't being sucked in. He know exactly why he doing what he doing, and he doing it because he can do it. Just like any of us can take a side, we can do it. So he is, to me, is much more bottom line, straightforward. I don't
About the
know if I
money.
can really knock him for that because he can do that. He's
Yeah,
making
I
the
mean, you
money.
get
I
to a
mean,
certain income level, and it is
you know,
about the money. And
it
unfortunately, a lot of
is.
people, and a lot of our people in particular, have fallen prey to not paying their taxes and not paying enough in taxes. And so I think they need to be hiring better professionals. I understand wanting to keep as much of your income as possible, but you know, it's
And
other
you know
ways
what?
to do that than just saying you support Trump.
Yeah, and and that's true. And I think with Ice Cube, I have to wonder if they trying to, is that their way of saying, or giving backlash because of what Biden said about, I mean, acting like he got the black vote, or if you don't vote Trump or whatever, if you're not black or something like that. They might have legit reason. I'm not talking about Cayenne because I'm not into him, but I had to question because he seemed like he's just for out there. But I did have to consider, Ice Cube and even and 50 Cent. I don't know how. I can't judge or say how justified they may or may not be in that, but I do understand based on the explanation a little bit better than with this Cayenne situation. But I don't know. It's just kind of hard. I don't think I'm like you. They're not supporting the man. I don't think it's the man that they're supporting. But we'll
I agree.
see.
Here's something else though. So I think, like I said, Ice Cube was attracted to the platinum plan and the things that Trump said that he would do, in that platinum plan, and he wanted to support that. However, history has shown us that Trump never comes through with the things that he said he's going to do. So he
Mhm.
wanted to get rid of the ACA and said that they would bring in a bigger, better plan when he was running in 2015. No plan yet. I think the platinum plan may just be a name, with some ideas on some paper because he never comes through with stuff that he says that he's going to come through with. And to me, that's something to pay attention to. And another reason why I wonder why, because this guy is not a finisher. He doesn't follow through. He doesn't finish up. He just blusters. So good luck with that platinum plan. Um,
Okay, well,
Hopefully
what's the
it doesn't
plan?
get
The plan
trashed
though?
along his presidency at come November the 4th or the 7th or the 10th or the 12th or whatever day we get all the votes counted. I hope him and that platinum plan is in the toilet.
What is the platinum plan?
I have
Do you
no
know?
freaking clue. It's some
Oh,
stuff
okay,
that he
okay.
said
So I'm
that he
not.
was going to do. I haven't looked it up. I, just barely
Okay,
heard.
all right.
But apparently
Okay.
there's aspects in there for black men, I guess in particular, he was trying to target that,
Oh, okay.
that they
Okay.
think would, help the
Okay.
community. Good luck with that.
Okay.
So all I can say is good luck with that.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
do hope that I'm singing my song in the early part of the morning of November the 1st, where I can run around my living room and be singing "Ding Dong, the witch is gone." Get out of my I so
November 1st.
badly
Oh,
want to sing that.
okay.
Yeah, I want to see us have a significant enough lead where I can confidently say that I think we may pull this thing off, and then yes, I will be dancing around my living room.
I so hope he doesn't. He just come through this with flying colors tonight. I really
Did
do.
you did you
I
get a chance to see Obama earlier today?
I saw him last. Wait a minute. Where was he? I saw him yesterday. Where was he today?
He did. Okay, let me see. Let me think. Maybe I'm talking about yesterday.
He was in
Uh,
Philadelphia yesterday.
yeah, where he met with the black men that are in office and stuff in Philly. He met with that group, and then he went and did his speech,
Yeah, I
and it was
told you to tell you about it. It was I was like,
wasn't it refreshing to hear somebody take him on in a sensible way, but also just it brought back the good old days when we had leaders that really cared, that that talked
exactly.
sensibly, that weren't nasty and angry. It just was
It was
refreshing.
it was refreshing. It really was. It just kind of make you. I'm sitting up thinking, man, I wish you could run again.
I'm telling you.
But
I'm
you know
telling
what? It was so refreshing, and the way they doing, the way that they are supporting each other, the way he's supporting Biden, I really am inspired by that. The way they got this thing organized. I'm inspired by it. But yes, that was so refreshing to see him up there and look like he had put on a few fine pounds to me. Like when he got in, when he when he was in office, he was so busy. He shedded a little few pounds. But boy, I'm like, he's yeah. It was good seeing him. It really
you. Yes,
was,
it was.
and you
It
could
was
just
good to hear
see,
from him.
you could see, he was having fun throwing those punches too.
Yeah.
He can box.
You know what? He was so disciplined in the past 3 years about
Yeah,
not saying anything. Being presidential, even after being the president. You
yeah,
still maintain that presidentiality about yourself,
yeah,
and he did that up until now. And I applaud him for being that man. But now it's time for the gloves to come off and the boop boop, and he did the thing. So I was happy. It's always better when your surrogates do it rather than you, and he's the best one to
yeah,
do it. So and
yes,
here's what I think. I think that is what Trump is going to be upset about this evening on the debate, and I think it's going to be fun to see, what he says about that, and and all of us look at him like, who is this nut?
yeah. That's what we're gonna be in for a treat. But I do have to say this. It seeing how our previous presidents, the ones that are alive, how they pull together, how they came together even after their presidency. I tell
Mm-hmm.
you, that has made me have a greater, for real, appreciation for the Bushes, even the
Yeah.
Bush years. I
Yes.
really have to say that because that's the type of leadership that you are used to. No matter who's in office, you still can get and expect a certain amount of behavior from them, and how they
Yes.
pass the torch and those things. So I have grown and gotten a more of appreciation for the Bushes. And not even that, even with McCain, I always liked McCain until he had to run against Obama. You know what? But I've always respected and how he handled and how he came across. And
Yeah.
those are the kind of things that you miss in the leadership. That's what
Yes.
you miss
And that's why we
in
need
the
some fresh
leadership.
blood in there. Get all these old swamp monsters out of there, because that's what they are.
Yeah,
He didn't drain the
yeah,
swamp. He put a
yeah.
plug in it so all the monsters could stay in there. So it's time to get rid of them for real.
Right. He didn't. And what I'm hoping is with Biden is that I appreciate him because I'm like, what is he has nothing to lose. I really feel like he's on a mission to do some things right.
Yeah.
You know, I,
Restore
I,
the
I
soul of America
exactly.
and
I
build
really
back
feel like,
better.
exactly. I
Yeah.
really feel like
We've got to build
he's
back
on a
better.
mission. He's on a
Not going,
mission for them.
yeah,
You know,
not just
he's
going back to the same old, but something better, something new
exactly,
and better.
exactly. To close it out, let it end on a better note than it would if you know who got back in there. It
Yes.
can't go in that direction. So it's he to me he'll bring it full circle. So I'm on the edge of my seat. This is going. You know what, Kathy? I almost want some popcorn.
Well, I tell you what, on November the 3rd, we gonna stick a fork in it and call him done.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you
So
know
I
what
think
though?
we're at the 7:30 time, so everybody
Yes.
can have
Yes.
time to get prepared for the debate that's coming up in
Exactly.
30 minutes. So would you like to go to the something to think about?
Yes. Okay. Let me just leave this little bit to something to think about. And here it is. 3 rules of life. Rule number 1. If you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. Rule number 3. If you don't step forward, you will always be in the same place. That's rule number 3. And that's the author is unknown. But those are the 3 rules of life. And I just want to add one more thing that I found, came across something very interesting. And here it is. The woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has been before. And I just wanted to read that because, at some point in our life, if we haven't been already, we will be walking alone. Something to think about.
Yes, it is. Definitely all 4 of those are something to think about. So thank you for that, Diane. Thank you very
Oh,
much, everybody, for watching our broadcast. And we'll be on next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, same bed time, same bed channel. We go live on Facebook every Thursday. Please join us and feel free to comment. But everybody, have a great week. Make sure you are registered if you can vote early. And we will see you next week.
bye.